Okay folks, welcome to our next little video on picking antiques. So, what have we got in the box, you might be thinking? Well, I guess some of you probably already guessed, but I'm going to show you anyway. Indeed, look at that. It's a camp stove, of course. So we take this out. Now, typically what you see inside these are the pan props, the spanners, the actual burner, which is that. These are the pan props at the back here that you see. I can show you in a minute. They actually attach to the side of the item, and then we have typically the main fuel receptacle, which is this piece here. You can just check it hasn't got anything in it, especially if you're going to send it abroad. Now this particular one, unusually, we actually have a funnel. And we have the fuel tin, and we have the burner windshield, and that's called a prick. Okay, so the way that these work is these are the pan stands. If you get one of these and it hasn't got those, then it's not complete. And part of the value of antiques generally is in completeness. This is the burner minor wind stand for the burner, and this piece here, this is like a wind guard. So you know when you've been out camping and the wind starts to blow and it takes all the heat off your stove and what have you. Well, that's essentially what that's for. It's to stop the burner getting blown out by strong winds when you're halfway up a mountain. And there are spanners, of course, and the spanner's designed to fit the little nut there. Unusually, we've actually got a funnel with this one. Now you don't often see that. That's quite a rare one. And these here, these pricks, they're designed to prick out the little burner jet just in there, in order to clean it, because the fuel for these can cause a bit of soot. So when you're buying these, you should always check, especially if you're going to ship them to somebody in the post. You should always check that they're dry, and that the lid and the seals look okay, and they do look pretty reasonable. In order to get the fuel to come out of the top of here, you pump this in and out, and there should be like a leather seal inside here which allows this to build up pressure inside, and so you need to check that that's present. This particular piece here screws on and off, and generally with a good burner that's got all the right parts, you should have a protective cap which stops the fuel coming out, because that is pretty essential. And especially if people are going to use it, and a lot of people do use them still, so don't underestimate the market. That's your fuel tin. Put your paraffin into there. Now usually these burners also have collapsible feet which fold out so that they can stand on rough ground, and there's three because the tripod's always stable. But it's worth noting that if you have the maker's mark on it, that's good. And generally speaking, this would be mid-century. If it had been early century, you would have seen the maker's mark either stamped or engraved into the brass. And the engraved ones are the older ones, so keep a lookout for that. And obviously, in terms of completeness, this kind of stove would be more complete if it had the instructions, and if it has a box with the original decals on as well. That would also be a considerable boon. Okay, that brings us to the end of this little video on picking antiques. Thanks so much for watching, folks.